Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, October 26, 2023. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to do without. All right, that's the last time we'll need that today. All right, crude stopping out of its third trade of the morning. Unleaded looking for its third. Crude with a losing session this morning. Actually, yeah, the trailing stop there would have been the third. Pound Aussie in a short trade is coming through the entry again. YM with a get in sync, and soybeans with a get in sync. So we'll watch those and see where they go. Less than 2 minutes to market open. Please do say hello in the chat. Good morning, Pamela. Under a minute to go. 25 seconds. YM looks like it's going to probably be a no trade right down at the money management level. Money management is at 108, and there it is. So that trade is off the table. Soybeans trade chased 2 ticks. It hit money management and target 1, so that's off the table as well. The Russell with a long trade, and plenty of time to get in that, just coming back through the entry. Money management on the Russell. It's also trailing. It's a larger than standard trade. But do we bring the target 2, 3.5? That's probably enough to bring the targets down to target 2 and 3. Trailing at 68.4. I'm going to take this as a win. Getting close to target 3. 71.9. We got to 71.8, so one tick away. And it touched 70, and there is 71.9 now, so definitely through target 3. 3.5 and 4.8. So over 80 ticks on the 2 targets, trailing stop at 69.4. And the YM taking a full stop on the long. All right, Micro Russell stopping out at 69.4. Soybeans with a long trade. Soybeans on counterpunch. Good size trade, 14 ticks to target 1. And a risk of 22 ticks. So this is a pretty big trade for soybeans. And it took a couple extra bars to get us above the balance line, so that's why this is a bigger trade than usual. Exhaustion dots were here, and that's still below the balance line. Then we had a down bar and then the up bar. At 13.16, so entry was at 16.50. And now we watch. Pound Aussie making another push, and got right at the prior swing level. See if we can push down through this. And soybeans with a stop and reverse potential. It is valid because it's going to be at 13.15. So we're going to go to 13.5 for money management. Quick short. On the YM, going through targets. And all 4 targets there. Russell with a short trade. Plenty of time to get into that one. Unleaded, there's another trade on unleaded. Short. Also a fairly sizable trade. Russell with a target 3 win. Looking for target 4 as well. 2.7 and 3.4. All right. YM trailing stop at 118. Let's see. And good morning, Robert. Glad you found us this morning. Quick run through of what we're looking at. Good morning, Mark. I'm running Spotlight on the YM in the upper right, Crude top center, Unleaded bottom center, and Pound Aussie on the bottom left. We're running Catapult in the top left on the Micro Russell. And I have a Micro NQ sitting behind the unleaded chart as soon as we finish with that. Unleaded is at plus 6 ticks after 2 trades, a stop and reverse that was positive, and then a break even. And we're now in the 3rd trade, which is a short. Bottom right chart is soybeans on counterpunch, and that did trigger into the stop and reverse, so we are now short. And that's going to be 2 positions coming off at target 2, because target 1 is only 5 ticks, 6 tick minimum for targets and break even. Break even and trail are both minimum 6, and so is the minimum target. Micro Russell with a 2nd win of the morning, trailing the short at 65.6 now. Let's see, YM is a 37 tick risk, so that's 74. What did we get? Pick up 17. We got within 1 tick of target 3 for the trailer. We do pick up a quick in and out long. Target 1 and break even. Target 1's only 12, so we would have gone to target 2. So we just pick up 2 ticks on the break even. We picked up 35 and 17, or 52. So we're down 22, down 20 then on the YM. Russell with another long trade. Back and forth action on the Russell, but so far it's been profitable. And unleaded takes a full stop out. Risk of 58, loss of 116. So down 110, which is not a major issue with unleaded. That can make some pretty good swings. Money management, so we are at break even, 66.2 for the trailing stop. Targets 3 and almost target 4. And there's target 4. So third winning trade on the Russell. Back and forth moves, but definitely keeping us positive. YM off to the races in a long trade. That one looks like it'll get us positive. 20 ticks. Yeah, so we're even after the target 1, and we pick up 57. Let's pick up 15 ticks on the trailer. So 15 ticks positive and POQ. Bit of a wild ride on the YM this morning. Russell definitely giving us a bit of a wild ride. Short now on the micro Russell. Taking a quick look in on there's the micro NQ. We wait 4 minutes for our start time, and we take a loss on target 1, or trade number 1, and we pick up, short trade with plenty of time. That one does get targets 2 and 3. Trails down to 390 and a quarter. And then goes long. That one, I'm afraid, that's a big trade, so it might give us another chance to get in. And it goes to money management, so we'll take a look. Put a line on the trade time. We're on. Now I'll duplicate that and make it 4 second. Okay, we take a full loss on micro Russell, and now we have a long trade there. Okay, that goes. Okay, there's our setup. Come 148 is here. So yeah, we're in that trade. So we've got at least a break even, and that is a possible short at 01.5. I'd pull that down to I hate to go 2 full points, but you got a major key level and a stop and reverse. So I'm going to take that down to 99.50. And it does trigger in, gives us a couple of ticks, but we do end up short. And this is another sizable trade. Lots of wicks. And a second loss on the Micro Russell for this new short trade. Triggering in, that plenty of time to get into that one. Looks like we just missed money management. On the pound Aussie, money management at 158.1, and we got as low as 158.6. So 5 ticks from money management, half a pip. And that's where you have a decision to make. Hiding the stop behind the 50 might be a good idea. Leave a little bit of risk on. $50 EMA. Last check is 172.3. And you have the session open at 174 flat. And I say 50 was at 72.3, so it would push up to 73. Yeah, I'd put it at 76. So accounting for spread, that's going to be at 78. Money management on the, and actually, how big is that one? Target 1 is 33, over 33 points. That one's big enough to move our targets down to 1, 2, and 3 rather than 2, 3, and 4. So that's a winning trade. So I have a loss, a win, a break even, and that's a second win through 4 trades. Last trade on Micro Russell, 3 wins, 2 losses so far. And are we going to get down? Yep, there's target 2 on the micro NQ, so we're getting close to starting to trail on that. That's going to come way down real quick. We need just a little bit more movement to start the trailer. And it looks like we're going to get we may get a third loss on the micro Russell this morning, going into consolidation. Now that was our third trade. So now in another short on unleaded for our fourth trade of the morning. I kind of lost track of where we were on soybeans. And we got short, didn't get to money management, and now we're going to stop and reverse back to long at 17 1/4. And that will take us to 1875 for money management. And pound Aussie stopped out on my stop, taking just a very small loss. I'll take that. But strictly by calculator, you'd have left the full risk on, and we would still be in the trade. We didn't hit money management. And the micro Russell still live in the sixth trade this morning. Unleaded in its fourth. Micro NQ. Yeah, now we're trailing. 346 1/4. Big winning trade here. Oh, that's what I haven't done. All right, 5 minutes ahead of our 10 a.m. crude session, mini session. We did stop out on the NQ, picking up 2 targets and trailing to 346.25 from our entry at 399.5. So we have win number 3. That was trade number 5. So we can take one more trade on the micro NQ this morning. And soybeans is long. Unusual that micro NQ may be done earlier than unleaded. Potential stop and reverse on unleaded. Be at 517. Just 1 tick below the full stop out. So far, still in the short. Soybeans has gone 4 ticks from its adjusted entry. Got to go 2 more for money management, and then additional 2 more to get 2 positions coming off at target 2. Alright, the stop and reverse canceled on unleaded, testing the 50 EMA again, trying to get down to 24.31 for money management. Target 1 at 426, target 2 at 404, and now it's going to bounce up off the 50. Okay, the calculator on soybeans has stopped out, but because of our stop and reverse adjustment, our money management level was 2 ticks higher, so we are still at full risk on this trade and still in the trade. And the pound Aussie calculator just missing its stop, full stop. That will be an interesting one to watch. All right, we have a potential get in sync trade here on crude. Five seconds to our start time. And we're looking for a pullback. And there it is. So we're in the long trade. Soybeans taking some heat. Micro NQ with, well, it's in the short. We'll see where it goes. And soybeans with another stop and reverse. 13.14 flat on this one. And triggering in. So that will bring 11 3/4 is money management and target, so no adjustment there. Back and forth morning on soybeans. What's that? 1, 2, 3 stop and reverses, 4 stop and reverses, without hitting any targets yet. So tough morning, and the pound Aussie trade did go full stop. So getting that close to money management, hiding the stop behind the 50 was a good call. All right, and we have a stop and reverse at 72. We didn't get there. On crude. Did trigger the unadjusted trade, so the stop and reverse will remain valid. Going to be at least a break even on the micro NQ. And we stayed in the long. That's target 1. 13 ticks. So we're back to the, and stop comes to 82. That's going to be a one and done session for the 10 a.m. mini session. We're going to have to track this one manually. Stop at 83 now. Moving to 84 or possibly 87. We'll see. 84. And break even on the micro NQ. So that ends the session there. So I'll bring back up unleaded. And unleaded picks up a stop and reverse at 482. Touches money management and comes back and stops out. So that's a break-even trade. And it looks like we hit, yep, target 2. So 13 and 21, 34 ticks on the crude trade. Soybeans is still short. So everything is done except soybeans and the pound Aussie. So any questions this morning? Now's a good time to ask. This is trade number 5 on soybeans, so that's the last trade for that trade plan anyway, whatever the result. All right. That's 3, 4, 5. We can take one more trade on unleaded. Target 1 on soybeans. Nine ticks. Pushing down to target 2. Stop will come down to 13 3/4 because of our stop and reverse adjustment. That's why the calculator is plotting the stop at 14 1/4. Micro Russell, interesting morning. 3 wins out of the gate, and then 3 losses. Micro NQ picking up a total of 3 wins, 2 break-evens, and 1 loss. Pound Aussie with a short trade showing that's filtered out by the squeeze zone. Entry between the 200 and the 50, with the 50 pinching up toward the 200 and coming between the entry and target 1. So that is a squeeze zone trade and is filtered out. It's against the 50 EMA. Right here. Target 2 on soybeans. 15 ticks. So 9 and 15 so far, 24. Soybean stop still at 13 3/4. That looks like it's going to move. Well, let's see. No, it's where it's going. That's where it's going to move to with the plot. But we're going to still be at our break-even point, break-even stop with the stop and reverse adjustment, and a potential long trade on unleaded. That is trade number 6, or will be if it triggers. And it didn't trigger, but looks like we have a short trade at 69. Looks like it touched the entry. May bring that down to 68. This is the final trade of the day. It's got to push down through the 50. Definitely in the trade now. Okay, unleaded trade. We've got a long trade on pound Aussie. All right, unleaded, getting target 1, trailer at 462. Soybeans trailing at 13 1/4, still short, and unleaded stopping out. So a losing session on unleaded this morning. All right, soybeans. Did it? Yep, it stopped out. All right, so that leaves our pound Aussie trade. And I'm probably going to call it a morning. We're right at almost an hour in. Questions or comments, please. I'll give it about 10 minutes. All right, no questions. Regular schedule next week, 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Crude oil inventory session Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Certainly, Robert. Were you still wanting to get together and go through NinjaTrader a little bit? You're quite welcome, Pamela. What's your schedule today look like? I have a 2:30 appointment this afternoon and a 3:30, so I'll be tied up from about shortly after 2 o'clock until a little after 4. Okay, well, tomorrow is I'm available tomorrow too, so if you have an opening there, let me know. Go ahead and drop me a note with a schedule for that you'd like to maybe get together tomorrow or one day next week. Drop me a note in Discord. That'll work. Depending on Wednesday's not good, but other than that, I should be available. Other than I think I have a 2:30 appointment on Monday. All right, folks. That will work, Robert. We will talk to everybody later. It looks like Pound Aussie looks like it's going to go sideways a little bit here, so I'm going to call it a morning, and we'll see everybody 9:30 a.m. Tuesday. Good trading this afternoon, tomorrow, and Monday. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week.